had a phone call.
What's unusual about that?
From New York.
New York?
A transatlantic person-to-person phone call. Did you know it's only 1 o'clock over there?
I know, they're 5 hours behind us.
It's amazing. I've nearly finished my tea. She hadn't even started lunch.
Who hadn't?
What?
Who hadn't started the lunch?
Judy Bell. Well, Judy Bell that was. Then, of course, Judy Polanski. Now, Franco. No, I tell a lie. Schwartz. Judy Schwartz.
Blimey, she's got a few miles on the clock.
What do you mean?
You saying she's been married 3 times?
Well, that's not unusual over there. I just wonder how much a call like that would cost. And she was in no hurry to get off that phone at all. And there weren't any pips. I thought there'd have been pips.
Never mind about the pips. Who is she?
Well, I suppose you could call her an old flame.
Well, why did she ring?
Oh, she's coming over to England in a few weeks. Wanted to look me up.
A voice from the past, eh, Dad?
Yes, and you know, it was as clear as a bell. 3,000 miles. You'd have thought she was in the next room.
Is Schwartz coming?
No, he's dead.
Oh, not another widow.
Now, wait a minute. Judy and I go back a long way. I knew her long before I knew your mother. Well, we were in the Blitz together. We were in the same shelter when they bombed Moorcroft Street. That means something. We were very close at one time.
What happened?
We quarrelled. At the height of our affair, she stood me up. We'd arranged to meet at the White Bridge, the one in the park, and she never came. Next time I saw her, she was with Tony Wright. He had a Vespa and she always wanted to travel.
Now she's got in touch, perhaps she still fancies you.
Well, it was over 30 years ago, Matthew. I wonder if she's changed.
I don't know about her. You certainly have.
Well, I may be a little greyer, a little thick around the waist, but I'm still quite presentable.
You're a stone overweight, Dad. Do you know what that's like? It's like carrying a bag of potatoes everywhere. Every time you go upstairs, you're carrying a bag of potatoes. Every time you bend over the flower bed, so does your bag of potatoes. Everywhere you go, it's Henry Willows and his bag of potatoes. And one day, if you're not careful, you're going to look like a bag of potatoes with feet.
Don't exaggerate.
When was the last time you buttoned your jacket? When was the last time you could get into your corduroy suit?
Yes, you're right, Matthew. Yes, I've abused my body for 30 years and now it's taking its revenge. Perhaps I should put her off.
Ah, there's still time to get in shape. You could go on a crash diet.
Oh, I don't know. Perhaps I ought to see a doctor first.
Why?
Well, they say you should get medical advice before you take weight off.
You didn't take advice when you put it on.
Oh, no.
It's the weight that's dangerous.
Yes, I suppose so.
You don't go to the doctor and say, I'm going out for a big meal tonight. Will my body stand it?
Well, no.
Well, no, we'll start now. You don't need that.
Wait a minute. You don't need it either.
No, but she's not coming to see me then. How do you feel?
Tired, hungry, and irritable.
Good. It's beginning to work.
I don't think this jogging's a good idea, Matthew.
But, Dad, look at the improvement. Last week you could barely run down the road. Now you're really putting something into it. I can see the sweat running off you.
I'm not surprised. I've just been chased by a Rottweiler and he just got away.
See? That's how much you've improved. Last week it'd have caught you.
Last week I wouldn't have been running. I hate jogging. I've just gone through the pain barrier tonight and I'm ravenous.
All right. You can have a banana.
If I had one more banana, I won't be jogging, I'll be swinging through the trees.
Oh, you've had all your diet bars, Dad.
Well, I've got to have something.
Don't crack now.
But what is it all for?
For Judy, she's coming next week. I thought so.
It's very light, Matthew. It's honeycomb centres. I'm eating holes most of the time.
I'm disappointed in you after all the sacrifices.
Hey, wait a minute. I'm the one that made the sacrifices, not you. I'm sure I've lost weight.
We'll see, shall we? Have you been on the scales?
Now, just remember, I'm wearing a tracksuit and underpants. How much do underpants weigh?
Keep them on. You were wearing them when you started, and both feet on the scales. And take your hand off the bed rail.
Well,
Blimey.
what?
You've lost a stone.
Have I? I knew it. Matthew, leave the room. I'm going to try on my corduroy suit. Well, what do you think? I can get into it and I can button the jacket.
Yes, well done, Dad. Now I look at you, I can see you've lost weight. You're much thinner in the face.
Yep. What do you mean, thinner in the face?
Yes, it's a pity. Your face has gone.
Has it?
You've lost your face. And the neck.
Neck?
It's gone scrawny.
Well, what am I going to do?
Well, there's not much you can do. You can be fat with a smooth, plump face, or you can be slim with a skinny face. No, it's the skin that worries me.
Well, what's wrong with the skin?
There's too much of it. And it's gone sort of leathery. I suppose that's the diet. There's a lot of slack, and we've dried up all the natural oils. It needs feeding.
I think I'll have a fry-up.
No! We don't want to undo all the good work.
What good work? My face is gone and I've got a neck like a turkey.
Well, we can soon fix that. I'll get you some moisturising cream, give you a facial, tone up the skin.
No, that's beauty treatment. I'm not having beauty treatment.
Well, I'm not. No one needs it more than you. I'd like to do something with the hair as well, perhaps darken it.
You're not darkening my hair.
All right, what about streaks? It just means pulling it through a cap.
You're not pulling it through a cap either. No, I'll settle for grey and distinguished. Goes with a corduroy suit.
Yes. Pity about the suit.
What's wrong with the suit?
It's got flared trousers. Time for your mud pack, Dad.
Oh, not another one.
It's working wonders.
Well, how do I look?
Just like Peter Pan.
Are you sure?
When she sees you, she's gonna flip. She'll say, how's he do it? What's he taking? Or has he sold his soul to the devil?
All right, don't get carried away, Matthew. He's only coming to see me for old time's sake.
After 3 marriages, I think she's been carrying a torch for you all along.
Matthew, she's travelled the world. Met all sorts of people. What does she want with me?
Dad, you can take the girl out of Neasden, but you can't take Neasden out of the girl. She still remembers the boy next door. Now, get on with that mud pack. We'll have a go at those eyebrows later.
You leave my eyebrows out of this. What would people say?
No one's gonna know. Didn't you ever use beauty aids when you were young?
All I ever used was Brill cream and a little boot black to emphasise the moustache. Didn't carry on like a drag queen. And I don't think this is working. The only way I'm going to improve this skin is take it off and iron it.
Can't you believe it? Last week you had more lines than Clapham Junction. Now it's as smooth as a baby's bottom. Now get on with that mud pack.
Hi.
Hi.
You're just like him.
Am I? Oh.
Your pa.
I wouldn't tell him that.
You are Matthew.
Yeah.
I'm Judy. Judy Schwartz.
You weren't coming until next week.
Oh, I had to change my itinerary, Matthew. If I was going to take in Stratford and Spain and meet the Christmas in Rome, I had to get an earlier flight. The bottom line is I'm a week early.
Yep, that sure is the bottom line, Judy. Yeah, come through.
Well, where is he?
He's, out.
Oh, but I'd hoped to spend the whole afternoon with him.
He'll have to take a rain check, Judy. He's, got something on. Can he meet you?
Yes, I'm staying at the Royal. Tell him to meet me in reception at 7:30 and not to be late. I don't want him standing me up again.
Wait a minute. He stood you up?
30 years ago. Almost broke my heart, Matthew.
The son of a gun.
I don't want to waste the whole afternoon. I thought I might try and pull in Mother's grave.
Good idea. I'll tell him you called.
Matthew, did I hear...
God. Who was that?
Just a friend. Under treatment, I'm afraid. Yeah, I'll tell Pa to be there at 7:30. Have a nice day!
Well, how does it look?
As good as new.
No flares.
Only the nostrils.
What?
You're excited, aren't you?
Oh, I'm dreading it.
Why, she's lovely. You saw her?
Yes, and she saw me. in a mud pack. She must have thought, what a Jessie.
She didn't recognise your dad.
How do you know?
Because your own mother wouldn't have recognised you, not under 2 inches of volcanic mud.
Oh, I'm not so sure. Judy may have been flighty, Matthew, but she was never gullible.
She didn't know your dad, honestly. Ah, you smell good.
Yes, well, I thought I'd use plenty of spray. Forget the ozone layer for one night.
Good idea.
There's only one thing that worries me.
What's that?
The hearing aid.
You're not going to wear the hearing aid?
Well, I ought to.
Dad, after all we've achieved, why?
Because I won't be able to hear what she's saying.
You don't always wear it.
I know, but there'll be a lot of background noise, music, conversation. I don't want to look like a cretin.
Then do what you usually do, lip read.
Well, I can't lip read Americans. They don't open their mouths enough.
Well, that's going to be a right turn off. You look like a pensioner.
I could keep my head turned away, I suppose.
You can't do that all night. You get a stiff neck. Well, we just have to hope she doesn't notice, that's all.
And there's another thing. Sometimes it whistles.
Whistles? I didn't know that.
When someone gets close to it.
How close?
Well, close. Quite close. Well, sort of. Very close.
Oh. You expect to get close, then?
Well, you never know. We are old friends.
I see. Well, what I suggest is, once you've got onto her wavelength, slip it in your pocket and just feel your way.
What?
I mean, play it by ear, Dad.
Henry, after all these years,
Judy!
let me look at you. Yes, I would have known you anywhere.
Would you?
You've hardly changed at all.
Well, I'm a little grey, Judy.
You always were grey, Henry. You went grey after they bombed Moorcroft Street, but you look fantastic. How do you do it?
Just lucky, I suppose.
Oh, but you must work out.
No. I never bother with that sort of thing. Let nature take its course.
Well, what about me? How do I look? Have I changed?
No. You look wonderful.
Aren't you going to kiss me, Henry?
Can I get you a drink?
Well, I've ordered some champagne in my room. Is that all right?
Fine.
I expect they'll tell us when it's ready. Oh, sit down. We've got so much to talk about. I thought that after the champagne, we could just let the evening take care of itself.
Pardon?
I said we could just let the evening take care of itself. Let the wind blow where it will. Blow where it will.
Why not?
I can't believe we're sitting here. I've traveled the world. I've been married 3 times. And yet the moments I've thought of sitting here with you, why is that, Henry?
Why is what?
Why I've often thought of sitting here in this place with you.
I'll tell you. Because you can take the girl out of Neaston, but you can't take Neaston out of the girl, Judy.
That's very true. You always were perceptive. Henry, if this evening works out, perhaps we could see each other again tomorrow. You could show me some of the sights, the river, the park, all the old familiar places. If that champagne's ready yet. Henry, you see that woman by the door? Elderly, rather frumpish?
Yes.
We went through school together.
No.
It's true.
I don't believe
The
it.
same year.
Well, that's incredible. She looks 10 years older. 20. Judy, you see that man standing by the bar?
Well, the one with the stick and the glasses?
And the twitch?
Yes.
I used to play football with him.
You couldn't have.
No, it's true, Judy. He's younger than I am.
But he can barely stand. What happens to people, Henry?
I don't know, Judy. Mind you, he did get kicked a few times.
Talking about the old days, whatever happened to Tony?
Tony?
Tony Wright.
Oh, he doesn't get out much. Heart.
Jimmy Lawrence?
Liver.
What about Gordon Snell, the keep fit fanatic? 50 press-ups a day.
Dead.
Henry, looks like we're the only ones left of the class of 43.
Well, the only one standing, Judy.
Oh, gee, Henry, I'm having such a good time.
So am I. Hey, I've got an idea. Why don't we meet each other tomorrow, and I'll show you all the old places. The park, the river.
I've already said that, Henry.
Oh, have you? Yes, well, it is rather noisy down here. Perhaps we should go up. It'd be quieter.
Why not? I expect the champagne's chilled by now. And I feel like taking my shoes off.
Why not?
What's that, Henry?
What?
On the table?
It looks like some sort of hearing device.
Then it's not yours.
Pardon?
It's not yours.
No, I'll hand it in at the desk. It certainly isn't mine.
Well, it certainly isn't mine.
No.
Mine never comes out.
You've got one?
Yes. So you needn't be embarrassed. Must have been a bombing in Moorcroft Street.
I thought... Well, I didn't want you to think I was ancient.
You don't have to worry. You look great.
Do I?
Yes. You must let me have the name of that mud pie.
It's Matthew.
Are you going to tell him, Henry?
He won't like it, Judy.
Well, he's got to know sometime. It's not that I've got anything against him personally. I just find him kind of subversive.
Oh, yes, he's subversive, all right. He's been subversive for years.
I don't like what he said about the president.
I don't like what he said about the president.
I just don't feel he'd be accepted back home.
What makes you think he's accepted here?
Hi, Par. Hi, Judy. You look swell.
I'll go and freshen up, Henry.
You're seeing a lot of each other, Dad. Must be the third time this week.
Yes, well, Judy's flying off to Spain tomorrow.
Oh, you'll miss her.
Yes. She said I like New York.
Did she?
Yes. In fact, she suggested a visit.
Oh, great. The Big Apple. I can't wait. I've got my bags packed already. New York. New York, what a wonderful town. Yeah.
You're not invited.
What?
You're not invited.
Let me get this straight. You mean I'm not invited?
That's the bottom line, Matthew.
Don't use Americanisms on me. Why not?
Well, for one thing, they wouldn't let you in. You're a communist.
I'll resign.
You mean you'd abandon your principles?
Yes.
Well, it's not just that. Judy doesn't think it's a good idea, and, well, not straight away. She thinks children can be disruptive in this situation, and she knows about these things.
Well, she's certainly had a lot of experience. All those marriages. Surprising the children had time to be disruptive. Think she must have a season ticket at that registry office. She'd probably get special rates.
Now, that's enough.
Married 3 times, coming up for 4. And what makes you think you'll succeed where Polanski, Franco and Schwartz failed?
Schwartz didn't fail. He died.
I wonder why. I don't like her, Dad.
Well, it's mutual, and it's your fault.
Well, I don't care. He won't like New York. You can't even drive on the left side, never mind the right. You'll be a pedestrian. That means you'll be either mugged in the subway or knocked down by a yellow cab. Would you like me to send a wreath or flowers?
And it's not definite yet.
After all I've done for you. Getting you into shape, getting your face right.
Well, if it works out, you can come for a holiday.
Can I?
And this is still your home. I'll give you a key.
Oh, that's great. I was a latchkey child, now I'm going to be a latchkey grown-up.
If I'm going to get that flight tomorrow, Henry, I better go and pack.
But I will see you before you go.
Yes, I'll meet you.
Where?
I know. What about the White Bridge?
The White Bridge.
Is that wise? Won't it bring back bitter memories, Judy?
On the contrary, I find it rather symbolic, Matthew.
Yeah, symbolic.
Yes, the Bridge of Sighs. Funny to think if you two had met that night, I wouldn't have been born.
Yes.
And I suppose the moving finger writes and having writ moves on and all thy piety.
All right, Matthew.
I suppose fate never intended you to meet.
I don't know about fate. I was there.
So was I.
Funny you didn't see each other. Was it foggy?
No, it was a cold, clear evening. I stood there for 2 hours. I was frozen. He could have struck matches on me. If only you'd waited, Judy.
I waited, Henry. And I'd like to point out it's the only time in my life I've ever been stood up. I was very hurt.
Hurt? Well, you didn't look hurt when you were on the back of Tony Wright's Vespa.
I was on the rebound.
Some rebound.
Now, look, Henry, Henry, why are we arguing? It was 30 years ago.
Of course it was, and whatever happened, we're going to put it right.
Yes. I'll see you tomorrow, Henry. Goodbye, Matthew.
Bye.
I think you've just blown your holiday.
Something the matter, Dad?
You've done it again.
Done what?
Blighted my chance of happiness.
What's happened?
She didn't turn up.
That's nothing to do with me.
Isn't it? I waited an hour and a half. She never came. I phoned the hotel. She wasn't there. She didn't leave a message. She just stood me up. How could she have done it?
Never mind, Dad. It's only twice in 30 years.
Well, that's no consolation.
If it was twice, perhaps you did stand her up. Perhaps this is revenge.
I didn't stand her up.
Well, that's not what she says. Perhaps she's planned this for 30 years just to get her own back.
Matthew, I was there. I was there that night, and I was there today.
Oh. Which White Bridge was it?
I'll never trust another woman as long as... What do you mean, which White Bridge was it? Only one White Bridge, the one by the pavilion.
That's grey.
It's white, Matthew.
If you say so. I thought you meant the one by the bandstand.
Well, that's not white. Is it?
It's whiter than the grey one.
You mean there are two White Bridges? Well, why didn't you tell me? My God. You've done it again!